I'm Catherine Dow. It's Wednesday, July 16th. Today, a new catch.
I trust that the Winnipeg police are going to resolve things quickly.
A new development in a series of brazen vehicle thefts using tow trucks. Also today, angling for help.
We don't know if people would want to come there and look at, a wasteland.
Manitoba fishing lodges and outfitters are out millions due to wildfires. What they hope happens next. Plus, tough on trees.
It's a tough gig to be a Boulevard tree.
Why newly planted Winnipeg trees are struggling this summer. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Mara Lee is away. It's a story you saw first here on CTV News. Brazen car thieves using tow trucks to swipe vehicles off Winnipeg streets. And today we can tell you there's been a big development in the case. Joining me now live is CTV's Taylor Brock. So Taylor, what's the latest?
Well, Catherine, Winnipeg police issued a news release today saying that they've arrested 2 people and seized 2 trucks after several instances of vehicles being whisked away in the middle of the night, leaving car owners like Tia Sawa without a vehicle.
Now, when I watch the video, I kind of can't help but laugh at just how fast it was.
Sawa shared this security camera video from Monday night with CTV News. It really shows you what she means by fast. As you can see, an unidentified tow truck quickly backs up to her red 2005 Dodge Caravan, slides the wheel lifts underneath and takes off with it, all in less than 30 seconds. And as we show you the theft again, we can tell you we've learned the Winnipeg Police Service's Property Crime Unit has arrested 2 suspects in this case, and they've also seized 2 tow trucks. It's welcome news for Sawa, who had this to say when we spoke to her yesterday.
I trust that the Winnipeg police are going to resolve things quickly and people are going to get their vehicles back, hopefully in working order, and things can just resume back to our regular lives.
This is the second incident we've reported on this week. No word on whether or not police have found Sawa's Dodge Caravan or any other stolen vehicle. Actually, police are being quite tight-lipped about the case, only saying, quote, "As this is very much an ongoing investigation, we will not be accommodating further comments at this time." An updated release is expected at a later date, and at that time, we will have more we can disclose.
Interesting. Well, so Taylor, did police say anything about who the suspects are? Are they still in custody or were they charged with any crimes?
Well, no, Catherine. Police aren't disclosing any more details, but they are asking for anyone with information regarding stolen vehicles, including surveillance video, to contact the Property Crime Unit or Crime Stoppers.
All right. Thanks for this, Taylor. 2 people are recovering in hospital after being shot near the Winnipeg airport in an area where wildfire evacuees are staying. Police say it happened around 2:40 p.m. in the 1800 block of Ellis Avenue. 2 males aged 18 and 16 were taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. However, one is in unstable condition and does need surgery. A police spokesperson couldn't confirm whether or not anyone involved is an evacuee, but their news release notes police liaison teams are visiting evacuation centers to ensure everyone feels safe. Meanwhile, the Manitoba Wildfire Service says crews are battling 123 active wildfires across the province today, and the fires are costing Manitoba fishing lodges and outfitters millions of dollars in losses. Destinations like Wallace Lake Lodge in eastern Manitoba haven't opened yet this season after being evacuated in May. According to the Manitoba Lodges and Outfitters Association, the lodge is intact but has lost all of its outpost camps to the fires. Wallace Lake is just one of 45 businesses seeing huge losses this season. The association's executive director, Don Lamont, says the impact on Manitoba's lodges and outfitters will last for years to come.
It's a lasting impact because when the forest burns around their lodges, even though they saved the building, we don't know if people would want to come there and look at, a wasteland. So it really does affect our operators.
Many staff at various lodges are also out of work, including Indigenous fishing guides. Lamont says he hopes federal and provincial governments will come up with disaster relief for tourism operators impacted by the wildfires. The city of Winnipeg says it's making good on a promise to plant a tree for every tree it removes. However, an unusually dry spring and summer have left some of those newly planted trees in rough shape.
It's a tough gig to be a boulevard tree.
In places like Lyndale Drive Park, some newly planted trees appear to be dead or dying. We also spotted some worse for wear boulevard trees on Hull Avenue and Kingswood Avenue in St. Vital. Trees Winnipeg says newly planted trees often look stressed due to transplant shock. On top of that, Winnipeg has received about a third of our normal rain amounts this year. Trees Winnipeg Executive Director Christian Cassidy says newly planted trees will often take several months to look healthy again.
I wouldn't panic. The trees are being watered. The trees are being looked after, and some of them just take a while, and some of them, a very small percentage of them, will not make it. It just happens in the tree world.
Cassidy says the city hires contractors to plant trees. They're in charge of taking care of them for the first 2 years. If you see a struggling boulevard tree near your property, Cassidy says feel free to give it some TLC with some extra water and call 311 and let the city know about it. A warning now about some potential measles exposures in rural Manitoba. Health officials say there was an exposure in the RM of Rawlins workshop building in Rawland last Tuesday through Friday. Also, the Walmart in Winkler on Saturday from noon to 2:30, as well as the Boundary Trails Health Center's surgical unit on Friday evening and midday Saturday. Anyone at those locations during those times is encouraged to monitor for symptoms for about 3 weeks. More doctor training seats are being added in the Westman region.
People from rural Manitoba are the most likely to stay and practice in rural Manitoba long term.
And that's why the government is adding another 10 seats in Brandon, doubling the number available there in partnership with the University of Manitoba. To accommodate the increase are multi-million dollar investments in a Brandon Health Center expansion, plus upgrades to the Brody Science Center at Brandon University.
All of this work is creating an environment that is going to really appeal to new learners and also appeal to the folks who are going to be supporting them in their journey.
Upgrades at BU is expected to include new science labs, while renovations will be made to the health center's library to provide medical students with dedicated learning space and access to equipment. The Brandon Police Service is paying tribute to a dedicated member of its K-9 unit. In a social media post, the service says Storm has died after more than 7 years with the force. The dog joined the service in 2017 and over his career helped in the seizure of more than $25 million in illegal drugs. Storm also played a key role in high-risk operations, tracking suspects and supporting the tactical response unit. Storm's legacy will continue. He fathered 2 pups, which also became Brandon Police Service K-9 members. Manitoba Public Insurance is increasing the number of spaces available this fall for its popular high school driver education program as it gets ready to open registrations. There will be nearly 4,700 spots available for Driver's Ed when registrations open at 8 a.m. on July 23rd. Driver's Ed uses a mix of e-lessons, virtual and in-person classes, along with in-car sessions. The course finder will open this Friday to plan ahead, and parents and guardians are encouraged to set up their new driver as a customer through MPI or an AutoPack broker and purchase the Driver's Ed program. Sign-ups on the 23rd can be done through AutoPack brokers, MPI contact and service centers, or by calling the driver education phone line. CTV weather specialist Colleen Brady joins us now with the first look at your Skywatch evening forecast. Colleen, just anecdotally, I felt like the smoke was a little better yesterday, but today it feels a bit heavy again.
It does, and I was outside mid-afternoon, and you could just feel it getting worse, and I just did take a peek at Environment Canada's Air Quality Health Index for the city, and the air has been degrading quite steadily throughout the afternoon. We're now in the high-risk zone for poor air quality for Winnipeg. Having said that, there are no alerts related to air quality quality for Winnipeg. There were, though, pretty close to Winnipeg a few hours ago, just to the north and to the east of the city. Now, Environment Canada has dialed back the number of regions under its special air quality alert to those areas closer to the source of that smoke where those fires continue to burn in eastern Manitoba. So we'll take a closer look at that, and then a look at when these temperatures are going to start to warm up again. They will. Let's take a look right now through the Bathfitter Live Eye. Bathfitter, your bath and shower experts for more than 40 years. In Winnipeg right now, it's cloudy and, yeah, it's smoky out there. It's 21 degrees, winds out of the north-northeast at 13 kilometers an hour. The pressure is rising and the humidity is 29%. Out in traffic, a live look at McPhillips. Traffic moving well in both directions there. One heads up to give you, though, if you use Archibald this weekend, all northbound lanes between Marion and Doucette will be closed for street construction. That's Saturday and Sunday, the northbound lanes of Archibald.
A new study calls for more basic road safety rules for e-bikes and e-scooters. That story and more local news after the break.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
RCMP in southern Manitoba wants you to keep an eye out for a rather hard-to-miss item that was stolen earlier this month. Mounties in Carman say someone stole a windmill. Yes, you heard that right. Similar to the one from a property in the RM of Grey, sometime between July 4th and 6th. The RM is about an hour west of Winnipeg on the number 2 highway. Standing at about 25 feet high with 6-foot blades, RCMP say there's a good chance someone in the area has seen it. Anyone with information is asked to contact Carman RCMP. They're a convenient and affordable option to get around, but a new study finds the use of e-bikes and e-scooters is outpacing safety regulations. The study, conducted by the Traffic Injury Research Foundation for CAA, finds a number of key gaps. That includes many jurisdictions not yet having speed limits or permitted riding areas, limited safety information and guidance, incomplete understanding of potential risks, and inconsistent collision data. While data is sparse, the study says the most common injuries can be more severe due to high speeds. The report recommends a review of existing policies and setting basic road safety rules for e-bikes and e-scooters. 2 Winnipeg parks may soon be renamed in honor of a pair of Manitoba curlers. Councillor Brian Mays has submitted motions to rename Linden Drive West Park in St. Vital as Caitlin Laws Park, and Berkeley Square Park in Westdale changed to Don McEwen Park. Both women are accomplished curlers and members of legendary skip Jennifer Jones's team, helping bring home the gold at the 2014 Winter Olympics and capture a World Women's Curling Championship in 2018. Mays says other parks are named after Jones and second Jill Officer, and it's time to recognize the rest of the team. The motion goes to City Council tomorrow. The Manitoba Sports Hall of Fame has announced the class of 2025, and it includes a football player that many Bomber fans will recognize. Troy Westwood holds numerous team and CFL records. The kicker was born in Dauphin and raised in Winnipeg. He played 18 seasons with the Blue and Gold, joining Westwood. Our Team Canada softball pitcher Ashley Lands, volleyball coach Russ Paddock, sport medicine leader Glenn Bergeron, Gary Solar for building several rec facilities, including the Pan Am Pool, and the championship-winning 1987 Lucania Football Club soccer team. The induction ceremony takes place November 6th. Tickets go on sale starting today. The Winnipeg Jets have released their regular season schedule for their upcoming 2025-26 season. The Jets open the NHL season on October 9th against the Dallas Stars. Of course, that's the team that knocked our Jets out of the playoffs in May. I'm still bitter. The team has an 82-game schedule, including 8 games in a row at Canada Life Centre in early March. The Jets also have 2 games against former Jets coach Paul Maurice and his Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. And in February, the team has a long 20-day break while the 2026 Winter Olympics are underway. You can see the full schedule on the Winnipeg Jets' website. It is one one of the biggest fringe theater festivals in the world, and it's about to start here in your own backyard. That and local entertainment news are up next in Spotlight.
Spotlight, sponsored by the Casinos of Winnipeg, presenting R&B legends TLC.
Colleen Brady has your Spotlight today. So, Colleen, the countdown's on for the opening of the Winnipeg Fringe Festival.
That's right, Catherine. The second largest independent Fringe theater festival in North America is about to begin in the Exchange District. Action at Old Market Square kicks off at 6 o'clock with an opening ceremony. There will be live entertainment, of course, food trucks, merchant vendors, and a beer tent. The first indoor performances are just getting underway right now, and shows will continue well into the evening. The Fringe features comedy, drama, musicals, dance, improv, and much more from noon to midnight in 26 venues around downtown. Tickets range from an affordable $10 to $14. Tickets are on sale online at winnipegfringe.com.
And we have a crew at Old Market Square tonight, and we're going to check in at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, a Canadian singer-songwriter is already thinking about Christmas.
Well, why not, Catherine? Johnny Reid is keeping the tradition alive with a holiday tour this winter. Some glasses, Catherine. Now his Christmas show, Catherine, will stop at Club Region Event Center for a pair of shows December 8th and 9th. The Juno Award winner will share some personal holiday favorites, cherished classics, and a few stories to bring everyone's holiday spirit out. Tickets start at $49 plus fees. They go on sale Friday through Ticketmaster.
I don't think anyone would buy tickets to the Catherine show.
Oh, I would.
Thank you,
Front
Colleen.
row,
That's
yes.
Very nice. Meanwhile, speaking of shows, the Winnipeg Art Gallery is opening its vault.
You bet. The WAG is dusting off its collection for 2 new exhibitions.
Our job as curators is to go into those vaults and see what kind of conversations we can have with modern contemporary audiences and choose artworks to come out maybe that haven't seen the light of day in a very long time.
And that's what they've done for Crying Over Spilt Tea and A Matter of Time. Crying Over Spilt Tea combines traditional teaware with other artwork to look at the history of the drink and those who have had to hide their truths or tea from others. I see what they did there. A Matter of Time explores the concept of spiral time.
At the core of this exhibition is this idea of experimentation, but also movement, how one might move across space, whether it's an exhibition space or just any other kind of space, but also how one might look at art.
An opening celebration of the exhibitions will take place tomorrow evening. Both exhibitions will remain at WAG Helmayork through next year.
They look great. All right. Thanks for that, Colleen.
You're welcome. Shake off those midweek blues with MasterChef at 7, then gear up for action in Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service and cap off the night with Battle of the Generations at 9, only on CTV.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, if you're someone who doesn't happen to like hot mid-July temperatures, I'm sure you're enjoying conditions today aside from the smoke. But the temperatures have been a little cool as of late, you may have noticed. At least by mid-July standards, Winnipeg should be getting up to around 26 for a daytime high. We haven't been able to do that anywhere near in the last couple of days for sure. That's going to change as we get a little closer to the weekend. It will heat back up again here in the south. It's expected also to heat back up in the north by the weekend. Environment Canada forecasting daytime highs approaching 30 degrees. So with the cooler temperatures as of late in the northern half of the province, that's helped to mitigate the smoke to a certain extent. By no means has it made it clear or cleared it out, but not quite as bad as it's been when the temperature is a little warmer. But with incoming hot weather and incoming smoke expected from Saskatchewan, that will likely start to change. It's been cloudy back down here in Winnipeg and smoky as well, but the special air quality statement in effect tonight is for those areas closer to those fires in eastern Manitoba. But nonetheless, there will be smoke in a localized way across much of the province tonight here and there. Could also see a few scattered showers popping up tonight in the north. Not much, though, to speak of, but here in the south, it will be dry, it will be clear, and it could get a little foggy overnight as well. In addition to that smoke, taking us into Thursday, where again, sky conditions relatively clear for much of the day. Then we get into the latter part of the afternoon in west central and northwestern parts of the province. That's when we could start to see some showers pop up there into the evening. Not much happens down here in the south. We stay dry. You can see a more substantive rainfall stays on the other side of the international border as we get into Friday morning. But conditions are improving heading toward the Bomber game on Friday night, so that's something to look forward to as well. But a chilly night ahead first for Winnipeg tonight. 8 degrees our overnight low. Normal lows for this time of year are around 13, 14 degrees. Mostly clear. A little smoky out there. It could get a little foggy as well overnight. 23 is the high tomorrow, Thursday. A mix of sun and cloud, light winds out of the southwest at 10. The UV index for the city tomorrow is 7 or high. Heading into Friday in the long range forecast, mix of sun and cloud up to 24 degrees ahead of the game. Saturday, sunny and 25. Mix of sun and cloud Sunday, likely to bring in some rain by Sunday night into Monday. Let's take a look at our weather photos, shall we? This first one takes us out to Peguis First Nation and a look at the beautiful clouds overhead. That's a great photo there. That one's from Cynthia, and this is lovely too. Looking out at that mist over Caddy Lake. That photo is from Barb. Email us yours to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Thanks, Colleen. It's no secret that Winnipeggers love a deal, and it's also no secret that many of us really like pizza. Well, last night, people in North Kildonan got both.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
The crowd waiting outside Flying Pizza on Edison was there for the deal of a lifetime. One large pepperoni was being given to every customer for free. That's right, free. The business is celebrating its 28th anniversary and decided to show its appreciation to its customers, but thousands of people showed up for the deal, waiting hours to get their pizza, which surprised even the owners.
By 3:30, we already had a lineup by Henderson Highway. So we had 3,000 pizzas ready that we thought 1,000 per hour would be enough, but it's just went crazily.
Yeah. Flying Pizza says they appreciate the support of their customers that they give them year-round, so they wanted to give back. They plan to keep giving away pizzas for the full 3-hour window or until they ran out of dough. I'm guessing they ran out before the window expired.
I think so, too.
That's going to be my guess.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's going to do it for us, but we'll see you back here for CTV News at 6.